Hey everybody, good morning and welcome. Oh, I forgot my headphones. Can you tell it's Monday? I can. It's one of those Mondays. People walking in, there's all kinds of stuff going on. Anyways, this is Tyngsborough TV Live, and this is the This Week in Tyngsborough Monday News. I'm going to give you as much information as I possibly can in a few minutes so you guys can get on your way and do what you got to do. So quickly, let me see. I'm going to bring you right over to my computer screen so we can start right from there because there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to tell you about and make sure that you know about for the week coming up and for the next couple weeks, actually, too. There's quite a number of things that are going on in town. So I want to bring those things up. So I'm going to go right to my computer screen, starting off at tyngsboroughma.gov, where I get most of the information that I get. Actually, before I continue, don't forget you can watch this broadcast on Facebook. You can watch it on YouTube. You can also catch it on Comcast Channel 8, Verizon 29. And at tyngsboroughma.gov on our video on demand and streaming service. Don't be shy, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Really helps to get that stuff out there. And if you want to leave a comment, feel free to ask questions during the broadcast. All right, so bringing you over to our website for a couple things. Number one, huge success. Well done to Danielle Maccheroni, who is our conservation director. She got the town an $85,000 grant to work on the Kiwanis, former Kiwanis Girl Scout Camp, now trail system that the town owns. So they're going to be doing a number of improvements and upgrades over there. So huge shout out to Danielle. I'm going to show you the press release. You can get it. It's right here on the front page of our website. So if you want to go read the full press release and all the information about it, talks about what the money is going to be used for and a number of other things there. So fantastic. Well done by Danielle. She's going to be on the show later, hopefully later this week or next week sometime, to talk about that in more detail, talk about what's going to be done and stuff. But basically it's like trail upgrades, parking, a number of ADA things, and a bunch of really cool stuff, marking off the trails and things like that. So it's going to be really great trail system. It's already a really nice trail system. It's going to be even better once the grant monies get put into full effect over there. So very cool. Congratulations to Danielle and the Conservation Department on that. Also, as a reminder, right here on the front of the website, on the news section, the public listening session. If you did not know already, the Tyngsborough Country Club is coming up for sale. The town of Tyngsborough has first right of refusal, and what that means is the town has the option to buy it before anybody else does, including developers or anyone else. Because of that, there are a number of options that have presented themselves to the town, and the town wants to know, town government and administration want to know what your thoughts are. Should the town attempt to buy the property? Should the town just let the property go and become developed? And however that should play out. There's a number of options there as well. So they want to know from you. They want to hear directly from the residents. So October 24th, which is this Wednesday, over at Old Town Hall, they're going to be having a public listening session and info session on this project. Potential project, I should say. And like I said, they want to know what you guys think about it. So it's at 7 o'clock at Old Town Hall at 10 Kendall Road. If you can come down there, please try to come down there. I will be broadcasting this on Verizon 29, Comcast 8, and I'm going to do my best to get it up on Facebook as well. Sometimes we have issues because there's too many streams leaving the building at a time, but I'm definitely going to be working on that to make it conducive to be broadcast on both of those places. I'll try Facebook too, or YouTube, excuse me, but again, sometimes it can be problematic when you have too many streams. At least over there anyways, because of the network issues. But so October 24th, this coming Wednesday, 7 p.m. at Old Town Hall. You guys can get all of the information, or get all the information at tyngsboroughma.gov. And again, they want to know what you think. They want to know what the residents think, because obviously this has implications on your tax bill. If the town was to try to buy it, would your taxes go up, so on and so forth. There's all different kinds of implications, so you're definitely going to want to be in the know on this one. Huge project too, obviously. I mean, it's the Tyngsborough Country Club. It's a 9-hole golf course. There's quite a bit of land there, and it could turn into a bunch of things. It could be open space for the town if the town buys it. It could also turn into housing of varying sizes in terms of how many houses on the property, depending on what gets approved at zoning and stuff. So again, very important. You want to pay attention to that one. And this is going to be, I believe, coming up at, I think this is coming up at town meeting. I'm not 100% sure on that. I got to double check. But anyways, they want to know what to do because this whole thing is moving pretty quickly. So keep that in mind. Also, coming from the clerk, early voting is for the next 2 weeks during normal business hours here at Town Hall. So if you want to early vote, she's got a number, about thousands, I think, in fact, that the state sent her over. So if you would like to be an early voter, come down to Town Hall. You can do it anytime between now and Election Day. And obviously not on Election Day. You don't have to do it on Election Day, so that's why they call it early voting. So you can come down, vote early, and it's during normal business hours. So keep that in mind if you'd like to do that. Also, just on that note, November 6th, don't forget, polls open at 7 and close at 8 p.m. that night. And they're at the usual locations. Tyngsborough Elementary School and Tyngsborough Middle School are the two precinct locations. Precincts 1 and 2 and precincts 3 and 4 are at those two separate locations. So make sure you know where your precinct is. Don't come to Town Hall. There's no voting at Town Hall. A number of folks showed up last time for the last election here at Town Hall when their precincts are actually at the elementary or at the middle school. So make sure you know where your precinct voting location is at. And yeah, go to that place because you won't be able to vote here at Town Hall other than for early voting. I shouldn't say that there's no voting at Town Hall because there's early voting at Town Hall. A lot going on. Also, on a slightly less, slightly grosser note, the sewer department has asked, they have a number of requests, a couple of requests actually, just to let you guys know about. First and foremost, even if the packaging says that an item is flushable, i.e. Wipes, baby wipes, flushable wipes they call them, the moistened wipes, pre-done wipes, they can't be flushed. They've had a number of issues with their pumps. They have to clean their pumps out like every 4 days or so. There's a filter on them that they have to go clean out and check, but even when it gets past the filter, it clogs up the pumps, which requires a number of hours and time, obviously, man hours to clean those out and get them fixed and repaired back up to operation, which obviously costs additional funds. So in order to help keep the sewer issues, the sewer fees low, they're asking that folks be more cognizant of what is ending up in those sewer systems. So whatever you're flushing, be very careful. There is a list. I'm going to show you where it is. There is actually a list of what you can and cannot flush. It is, I'll tell you right now, it's very similar if you have a septic system or if you're used to having a septic system. Almost the same thing. They're without pretty much any exception. It's basically the same list of stuff that you want to not flush. So here, I'm going to bring you over to my computer, and I'm going to bring you right to their page. So I'm on the departments page on our website, tyngsboroughma.gov. I'm going to go down to sewer, and here we are, sewer commission, and thank you. And I'm going to scroll down to, oh boy, where's my mouse? There it is. It's too small. All right, scrolling down towards the bottom here where there's a number of links. Right here, the second one from the bottom, it's called What Not to Flush Down Your Drain. There is a whole guide, the PDF with a bunch of things on it. Kitty litter, hair, nursing pads, tampons, the usual stuff. I don't have to read the whole list off. It's kind of gross, honestly. Not one of the things we love to talk about. But those flushable wipes are definitely on that list, and they are apparently causing some major problems because they unlike toilet paper, they do not break down. So if you can avoid flushing those things, please do. It really does help to keep the pumps and the pump sites up and running that much longer and keep them running that much more efficiently. So please be very careful if you can to not put that stuff down. And go through this list, and you'll see some of the other things on here. One other issue that has been brought up that they wanted me to make you aware of is the use of sump pumps. If you use a sump pump, and you'll notice right down here in red at the bottom of the page in the center there, the request to not use sump pumps, or at least to not use them directly into your drain that goes to your sewer system, because the town actually pays extra per gallon. Well, they pay per gallon for every every gallon of water that goes through the sewer system. They pay per gallon. So if you're pumping water that could otherwise just go, it's basically just water from your basement that could just go out onto the lawn or drain off into the landscape out there. They're actually paying additional fees on any water that you put into that system. So it is technically illegal. So according to this, it's technically illegal to have any sump pumps going into those drains, and they can tell. They do tests. They can tell by flow rates. They can tell by what's historical flow rates versus what they're seeing currently. And they also do what's called a smoke test, where they actually put smoke into the system, and the smoke will come out of the places where there's not supposed to be a hookup, basically. So yeah, it identifies violators. So you don't want to be one of those violators. It could be $5,000 per violation, so it's very expensive, obviously. And again, it obviously costs the town more money. So the idea is basically to try to keep the cost down. So they're asking people to please be mindful of that. One is the flushable wipes. Two is the sump pumps into the systems. They're asking people to be careful to not do that, especially the sump pumps. Try to get those out of there, but really both of those things. And just go through that list. Again, if you've had a septic system, you understand this list. It's pretty much the same thing, basically. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Also, yeah, so the sump pumps and the flushes. Yep, okay. And I'm also going to do later this week or next week, I'm working with Paul Preventure from the sewer department. I'm actually going to do a live video from one of those pump stations. I'm really gonna take one for the team on this one. I'll tell you that. If you've ever been in one of these places, not someplace you want to go. Yeah, so I will be out there physically doing a video for you to show you what happens and how they actually have to clean these things out in order to keep the pumps up and running. Good times, yeah. Stay tuned for that one. That's going to be fun. So, yeah, just keep that in mind if you can. From the health department, yard waste collection is happening November 2nd and November 16th. So that is the curbside yard waste collection. If you have yard waste, it's the same usual rules. You know, nothing over 3 inches. Everything has to be tied in bundles or put in the special bags, the yard waste bags, and so on and so forth, or in just trash barrels, so that they can collect it that way. But the November 2nd and November 16th, so mark your calendars for that one. Also, let's see, the police department is going to be working with the DEA again. I can actually bring you that one on my screen. They're working with the DEA on another National Prescription Drug Take-Back event. They do this a couple times a year just to try to raise awareness. They have a red bin. There's a big red bin in the front lobby of the police department currently, and most police departments have one, in all honesty, too, I believe, as well as a lot of pharmacies have started to have these as well. These are drop-off points for all of your unused, expired medications, that kind of stuff. Anything you want to get rid of that you don't need anymore, you definitely don't want to dump it down your drain, because that goes into either your septic system, which is bad for the bacteria, or it also goes, or could go into your sewer system if you're connected to that, which is also on that list of what not to flush. So you definitely don't want to dump those down there. Take advantage of the drop-offs. They're everywhere now for the most part. Like I said, police departments all have them in their lobbies usually, including Tyngsborough Police, and a number of pharmacies also have those drop boxes in there. So make use of those, dump your stuff in there. And under special circumstances where you aren't able to get to to one of these drop locations, if you go to the senior center, they have these little sachet packets that you can actually dump the pills in there, put some water in, and send it off to send it off into the trash. Quite honestly, it deactivates and destroys the pills and medications. So that can actually go into the trash, becomes biodegradable. So very cool stuff. So lots of ways you can get rid of that stuff. But the police department is taking part again in this drug take-back, October 27th, 2018, from 10 to 2. So if you have a whole bunch of stuff you want to get rid of, it's a good time to do it. You can go down and say hi to the guys or ladies and at the department, and yeah, get rid of your drugs at the same time. So very cool stuff. All right, let's see, where are we? Moving through this quickly, actually. While I'm on the note of police, I wanted to mention, so these guys, they do extra, you know that they always do a lot of work in the community. They're definitely always, obviously they keep us safe, but they like to be philanthropic and do things that benefit some of the local, a number of local charities. They were out there helping with the Bay State Marathon this past weekend. So that was pretty cool. But also, they're doing this really cool program. This is called the Pink Patch Program. And it is to support breast cancer. So a minimum donation of $10, and they will give you you'll get your very own Tyngsborough Police pink patch. No, you can't be a police officer if you strap that on your, glue that onto your sleeve or anything like that. Don't go try to pull anybody over. But very cool thing. All the proceeds obviously go to the Breast Cancer Foundation to try to find a cure for breast cancer. So they're doing that this for the month of October. They're selling these patches. They actually had to order a bunch more of these because they were completely wiped out of their first batch, and they have a whole bunch more on order so that they can fill the orders that have already been placed, as well as any new orders that have come in. So apparently very, very popular, and like I said, all these go, all the money goes directly to the Breast Cancer Association, and they're really cool too. They actually have a number of officers. I'm not sure if everybody did it, but a number of officers have them on their uniforms. So you'll see them. They have their special, their police uniforms, but they have these special patches put on for the month of October. They have some different other pink items too, like they had some breast cancer stickers on the butt of their magazine on their guns and some different things like that. So it's pretty cool stuff, pretty neat. I think they did one of the cruisers up, I believe, too. I want to say they did some pink stuff on that, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so pretty cool. So if you would like one of these, contact the Tyngsborough Police Department. The minimum donation is $10, but you can donate as much as you want. But yeah, you get a cool Tyngsborough Police pink patch, which I think they're really pretty sharp looking, actually. Maybe they should go with pink all the time, huh, Julia? I don't think so. I don't know if they would like that. I don't know if Chief would go for that. So very cool stuff. But $10 for the patches. If you want to get your patch, contact the Tyngsborough Police Department. You can call their business line. Don't call 911. Call their business line, and you can get a pink patch from those guys. Or a number of the officers are also selling them. And I believe, if I remember correctly, it was Officer Tim Sullivan who put this all together. So hats off to him for stepping up and putting this together for the Tyngsborough Police and for the town too, and for breast cancer and for all the ladies out there. So very cool stuff. Let's see, what else do we have for news? I want to make sure I hit everything because there's a couple of things I talked to you already about. I mentioned the 24th, so that's this Wednesday, the big listening session again. We will be broadcasting that on Comcast 8, Verizon 29. I'm going to do my best to get it up on Facebook, and I'm going to try for YouTube as well. Probably just going to stick with Facebook because of the amount of streams coming out, but I will do my best to get that up at least so that you can watch it. And of course, you'll be able to watch it in replay. Also, the event that the company Toll Brothers did last Tuesday, that was recorded. So I actually have a copy of that. It was an hour-long presentation from 6 to 7 that Toll Brothers, who is the company that should the Tyngsborough Country Club property be sold and not go to the town, not be bought by the town, they would be the developer of that project. So they did this big session in order to just inform the residents of what their plans are, should they be able to buy the property and do the development that they want to do. Again, number of options there, so lots of things that can happen, lots of moving pieces to that one. But they did a big presentation, so later today I'm going to be editing that to get it up on the channel, so you'll be able to watch that. It'll be on VOD as well as on the town channel. So don't forget, though, this Wednesday, the 24th, 7 p.m., Old Town Hall, public info session on the Tyngsborough Country Club and what the town should do. So that's a biggie, definitely a biggie. I know I keep mentioning that, but that's definitely one of those bigger events. From the tax collector's office, the sewer bills are going to be going to demand as of October 31st. That's the residential ones, that is. Those will be going to demand October 31st, so make sure you get those in so you don't incur any late fees and end up in demand. And real estate taxes for the second quarter will be due on November 1st. So those are from the tax office. And that covers that. Boy, we've hit quite a few things. I'm going to quickly just bounce back because I realized that we did not go to the calendar. Let me jump over to my calendar here. There we go. All right, there we go. That's the library calendar. Hang on a second here, folks. Sorry. Bear with me. It's Monday. We love Mondays. There we go. Website. Okay. And calendar. All right. Quickly going through this. Today, no meetings, nothing going on, which is nice. It gives us a little bit of a break trying to catch up from last week's debates and all the other things happening. Tomorrow night, there is a Conservation Commission, Historical Commission meeting, and a Tree Warden public hearing. They have these periodically, these tree warden hearings for any tree issues that generally come up. Conservation Commission, I don't know what exactly is on this. I haven't really gone through these, to be honest with you. Through these agendas, I imagine Danielle will be talking about the $85,000 grant for Long Pond and some of her plans with that. There does not appear to be a ton of items on this agenda, so that's actually not a bad thing. Tyngsborough Trail Stewards update, Long Pond grant. Yep. So yeah, basically just some of the basic stuff that I've already mentioned as far as the grant, and they'll be talking about trail stewards. If you are interested and able to volunteer for the trail stewards, contact Danielle Maccheroni, and she would be happy to add you to the list of people that will be going out and clearing the trails, clearing trees, fallen debris, and all that fun stuff. They'll be looking to the Boy Scouts, I believe, as well, Boys and Girl Scouts, to help with that as well. But they're looking for folks to step up and be part of the Trail Stewards program. Then so that's Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, what is this? That is nothing here. That's for just some of our town folks, town government folks, administration. And then the listening session on Wednesday is happening. So there you go. So there's some more details on that listening session if you want to get some details on that. You can go to the website just to kind of get an idea for what they're going to be talking about. But essentially, I gave you the gist of it. It's all about Tyngsborough Country Club and what to do with that. And then on Thursday is a sewer commission meeting. Yeah, so that's all the meetings going on this week. Not a super busy week in terms of regular meetings, but obviously we have the other events that are going on this week, including that listening session. So stay tuned for that. Let's just make sure I did not miss anything, and then I will let you folks go. I have one other quick reminder I just want to tell you about before I wrap this whole thing up. Okay, there we go. So debate replays. So I'm showing you our Castus VOD server. You can get to this page from our website, tyngsboroughma.gov. I'm going to show you how to get there really quickly. so that you can see this. There we go. Tyngsborough.gov. There you go. So right on the top left corner, meetings on demand, takes you directly to this Cast Us page. On this Cast Us page is a number of things, including the interviews that we've done with candidates, the debate that we just did this past Tuesday, which if you haven't gotten to see that already, definitely go check that out. That was between Ray Lazinski and Colleen Gary. Really interesting and fun debate. We had a good time putting that together. I hope you guys do get to go watch that so that on November 6th, when you go to cast your votes, you can make an informed decision on your candidate. If you don't know who your candidates are already and you haven't already made that decision, you can watch this debate as well as the other two standalone interviews that I did with Ray and Colleen, and you can get some more information on the candidates, who they are, where they stand, and so on and so forth, so that, like I said, you can make your informed decision come November 6th, because very important day, Election Day. There are tons and tons and tons of candidates to vote on. There's a whole bunch of races from governor to state rep to senator, congressman, person, tons of different things. Register of Deeds is on there. Yeah, there's a lot of things to vote on this time around. So pretty much the only thing not on there is president. So yeah, lots of different stuff to be voted on. So definitely go and get some information. I have interviews with Dick Howe and Karen Casella for the Register of Deeds. We've got an interview also up there with Colleen Gary and Ray Lazinski. I've got an interview with John McDonald up there, so you could check that one out. And there's a few others too. I'm escaping. Some of them are escaping me, but and some of them were bounced out in the primaries. So those aren't usable anymore, really, at this point. But until next time. But yeah, go and check those out. Those are on our video on demand. You can watch all those interviews and check all that stuff out. So, and again, don't forget the debate that we did on last Tuesday with Colleen and Ray is up there, so you can watch that as well. Very, very cool debate. Lots of fun. We had a ton of fun putting that together, and very happy that that's done now. Be done when politics season is over. All right, and I'm going to wrap you up with the weather. Here we go. Let's see if this will ever load. You gonna load? Come on. There it goes. Now it's going. All right. So today's gonna be beautiful. High 40s, really, and then it's gonna get rainy and cold for the next couple of days, Tuesday and Wednesday. Highs actually in the 50s, surprisingly, but really low lows, and then just a good bit of rain, and then cooler at the end of the week. Surprisingly, it's going to be only in the mid 40s, but clear and sunny. So it looks like it's going to be good. So as always, folks, I hope you guys got some good information on this. Don't forget you can always watch this on Facebook, on YouTube, Tyngsboroughma.gov, and on Verizon 29 Comcast Channel 8, and on all of our replays and Tyngsboroughma.gov video on demand and streaming. Lots of different ways you can watch this stuff. Also, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. It helps to get this stuff out to your community members so that everybody can hear and understand what is going on in their community. Unfortunately, a lot of the local stuff doesn't report on some of the local papers and things don't really report on much of the local nitty-gritty stuff, let's say the calendars and what's coming up and stuff like that. It's up to the residents to go look. So I do my best to try to get this info out to you as best I can. So I appreciate you guys watching and sharing this stuff with everybody. If you have any questions, sbrogan@tyngsboroughma.gov. I'm always happy to try to find answers for you. And with that said, folks, I hope you all have a great rest of the day and a great rest of the week. And I will see you all next time. Take it easy, everybody.